Hey guys, welcome to the Heart of David. Hope you're doing well today. Jesus told us that it would be this way. Does that surprise you? That's what I want to talk about. I don't know how long the video will be, but I feel a bit better than my last video there by getting out moving around. It's a kidney stone. You know what? I'm just going to say this briefly. I'll get into it. If you've ever had a kidney stone, so I've had, I can't even count how many I've had, but usually I know when it's coming. Like like my lower kidney area will be hurting, right? Or it'll be going right through. Or there's like a lot of trouble in my stomach. Man, I would say kidney stones are the trickiest of them all. You can go on, well, this happens to me. I can go on for 2 days without knowing what's happening to me because it's affecting me mentally as well. And I'm dealing with a lot of other things. That's what I wanted to say, so it's a kidney stone. Are you surprised that you see the things you do? Let me tell you what I just walked into. So I was just out working, selling candles, and I do that on my motorcycle. I came back and I flip open my computer to turn on like a Christian YouTube video or something, and I look and I see, oh, there goes a volcano in Italy. So another one goes off. Wasn't it just last week that Japan went off? Wasn't it just 2 days ago that Hawaii's, did you see the size of Hawaii's volcano? Now you're going to say that's an active volcano. When's the last time you saw a 1,000-foot lava fountain? And I know that no matter what the science is, it's God. It's the sun flares. And you know who you are. I'm speaking to you over email. I have watched that guy's channel. Last name Burns, because the solar flare is so strong, it's quite obvious that this is the way God set it up. It's magnetism, radiation, magnetism, all those things. Give me a second. Yeah. I have to put something on my stomach, even just water. And as I was watching this video, so, I went into school, and I've said this, the year before, sorry guys, I am having trouble, you guys know I am, it's my stomach, it's the kidney stone. A year before I started university, I said and I had a pastor at the time, I said, should I go to school? And he said, of course, go to school. I was the same way. I thought it was going to be the end and all that type of stuff. And you can't live that way. And so I'm like, a year passes, I'm going into school. I'm like, man, I could be almost going into my third year now. My first year is done in just like 3 weeks. Thank you. No, I'm just kidding. That felt funny. Thank you. Yeah. But you can see that my discussion with that pastor was on point. I told him, I see it, it's happening. But I recognize that this could go on for 5 years. It could go on for 10 years. We don't know how long the birth pains are, but we know once they start, they're going to reach such a level that no one has any excuse. No one has an excuse for saying that what God said wasn't true. As if his word wasn't good enough. Yeah, someone's going to say, well, they're equal volcanoes. These are volcanoes that are blowing their tops off in dramatic fashion. I remember, I've been all my life, I've tracked volcanoes, earthquakes, those types of things. You know, more major ones and stuff. Man, I've never seen anything like this. If 2 go off tomorrow, people will still say it's nothing. I remember, so it's just, as I was just doing my dishes and stuff, and I was listening to a lady, her name's Christine, and was it the Jerusalem channel? She has some makes some very good videos. What is her channel? I don't want to flip over there. You probably know who I'm speaking of. She reminds me of, her video today is the days of Noah. So I'm saying what Jesus told us is true, and it's happening. These birth pains will not stop. They will not slow down. In fact, they're going to become, each event is going to become bigger, and it's going to become more frequent. So of any of the religions, the only one that's coming true is Christianity, but people are blinded to it. Lord, who has believed our report? Let me pace for a second. Interesting. I have something interesting. So I gotta put a little bit of food in my stomach. You see what I gotta use to try to get rid of these stones? I mean, these were working just fine. I altered my diet. I have a good diet, but that's how many oranges. I'm not kidding you. It's worth it, you know. Like instead of passing a big stone, that'll help break it up. Anyways, I think it's the level of, I don't mean to go off track. It's the level of activity I'm doing, and the level of stress and stuff. It's also food too, but. I just sold a candle to a guy who was very interesting. We talked for about maybe 15 minutes when, you know, I kind of want to just, I let people talk, you know, I understand, you know, people are isolated these days. And it was a very interesting conversation. And I told him I was Christian, and we're talking about a lot of different things. He's like, you know, look, the world right now is basically what he's talking about, the days of Noah. He just doesn't know it. The riots, the protests, the everything, the shootings, everything we see is the reflection of World War II, of what it was like beforehand. And anti-Semitism. What was I going to say about him? There was something. Anyways, I got the idea of doing this video because of listening to Christine on, I think it's called the Jerusalem channel. She's talking about gene editing. And I remember, so I'm 46 years old. I know I don't look 46 years old. I was born in 78. I remember a lot of things. I remember a lot of things. It was a big issue. It was a huge issue when they were talking about genes and, you know, like the stem cells and all those things. Obviously, there were a lot of those people have passed away now that would have stood up. But, you know, eventually they, I don't know, maybe they present something to us. Oh, they pretend that, you know, we're going to struggle against it. But really behind the scenes, you know that they're doing something. So it was a big issue. It was a big moral issue. Should we touch this? And should we touch genes and all these things? And now you can have designer children and pick their eye color, pick how, maybe even how attractive they are, or what their hair color is. Are they going to be muscular, or are they going to... I can't go anywhere in this city. That's probably all the same in the Western world. I don't know. But it is in Canada. I can't go out, even with my helmet on, and not smell marijuana at least 4 times in just a simple trip out for a couple hours. It's everywhere. It's everywhere you go. I also remember this, and this should be very familiar to a lot of people. Islam is a religion of peace. But when you look, the whole world is in upheaval because of it. That was my conversation with him. Stop justifying the people who are good in Islam and the hundreds of millions who are willing to put you to death, who are willing to have Sharia law and all these types of things. And he mentioned, like, they're very good people, and there are really good people. Like, I'm not against any people except if you're trying to do something that's disrupting another person's life, or you're trying to kill them, or you're trying to be a sadistic and masochist, whatever, all those things. They are ruining the world. They are ruining the world. I remember this. A single mosque to be built. So, I have nothing against any of the different religions, genders, all those things. I've never been that type of person. And it's sad that I have to justify that. But I remember they wanted to build the first mosque, and the outrage was big. Christians, of course, and maybe not. It starts with one, and then it becomes a cancer. It spreads like bacteria. This is what's happening. They know what they're doing. Unlike Christians, Christians cannot lie, but people within Islam, for the purpose of their movement, can lie. Do you know that? So you may have been lied to the face and don't even know it. It's hard to look at the UK. It's hard to look at even my country that's, more downtown parts and stuff like that. And no one wants to control it. No one wants to do anything about it. And that just leads me to think that it's purposeful. If it's not purposeful, that's a lot of weakness in government. But would you say that this isn't purposeful? That it just happens to be that all the Western governments have taken in large amounts of immigrants, and the needing for jobs that's not the answer. I've already described this in another video. If you don't bring in immigrants, then you have more jobs, and eventually what starts to happen is people have more kids because there's more money. That is what happens. But people don't know that. Give me a sec. You're gonna hear, like, you can see why I've been breathless with this. You're gonna hear about new discoveries, things that they found in the ground, new evidence towards this and that. Just my advice to you, I have a feeling something is coming that is going to be so groundbreaking and new understanding. I get that feeling. I'm not saying that for sure it will, but we know what Satan is. He's a liar and deceiver. He wants to kill the Christian. He wants to get rid of Christians, and he wants to get rid of the Jews. So you're going to see absolutely no shortage of bad stuff. And if you understand who the Antichrist is and that he's on this earth right now, by the way, he was born on a very rare blood moon, Donald Trump. Did you know that? I didn't. I just found that out yesterday. In 1946, I think it was June 6th, of all days, D-Day. everything that follows him, if you start to investigate, he's the Antichrist. You may not know that yet, and I pray that you do. Go back and watch my videos. There's a lot more people talking about this guy now. I mean, there's a laundry list a mile long that connects him to Satanism. You see the hat he wears? I'm just going to finish off with this. Mega. churchofsatan.com, look in hierarchy. The highest position, which is, there's like 5 positions. The top one is priest, priestess. And they're called mega. So he's showing you that he's satanic on his hat. Number 1, you don't see all those hats. And then you see 45, 47 on that. Wake up. 4 plus 5 is 9. 7 plus 4 is 11. 9, 11. Go read Revelation 9:11. And they had a king over them, the key to the bottomless pit. And his name was Abaddon. Abaddon. D-O-N. Also called Apollo, who in his apartment has big frescoes of Apollo in his big gold room. Do you know who this man is yet? If you actually brought yourself to looking at the evidence, it's overwhelming. He's here now. The signs of the days of Noah are here, so it can't be that much longer. I try to live my life, still going to school and all that stuff, but I keep all these things in my heart, obviously, all the time. All the time. God bless, guys. You're going to see no shortage of signs. And I think it's beautiful, and I think it's troubling, but I think it's also beautiful that you can tell someone that this and this is going to happen. So, for instance, I told my brothers, if you don't believe what I'm telling you, that Jesus Christ's return is soon, then do this. Just look at volcanoes, just look at earthquakes, just look at natural disasters, just look at those things. That's it. And then maybe they'll come to belief through that. But their ears are stuffed. David talks about this. Like, it's just amazing. They got blinders on. It's coming. It's coming soon. We're going to be in heaven. It's going to be here on earth. We don't leave and go up to any. It's going to be the millennial kingdom, and then after that, who knows what that is. You know, with these stones and all these pains that I have in my body and stuff, I tell you, I dream about this. I do. I dream about this. No pain. I don't know if we'll be able to have a husband or a wife in the millennial kingdom because we'll have glorified bodies. I don't know. I don't know, and I'm not going to pretend to know. But it appears that we can eat and drink. And when you look at what Jesus' body was like after his resurrection, people could touch him and all that type of stuff. So, but there will be no more pain. And the best that you've ever felt in your life. You may have been doing drugs. You may have been taking ecstasy. You may have been in the most beautiful places that gave you the most beautiful sensations. Been on a cruise. Whatever it is, you can't even imagine a number, the biggest number in your mind, times that. Because it's infinity. You can't imagine.